so much for coming on the show today then, Claire. Can you just tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Okay. Yes, so thanks for having me on. So I'm Claire. My business is called the Lash House. I've been doing it for just over 3 years. I say that, but I actually took like 6 months out to go to Australia, then Corona happened. So technically probably 2 years, but I've had a business for 3 years. I initially started as a lash tech, like doing lashes, but now I would say like 90% of my business has now gone over to like lash supplier base. So like I supply lash techs with all their equipment and stuff. And I was like doing it from home. But now I think I have worked in a few salons, but I think I was doing it full time now. I think I'll just do lashes like 2 or 3 days a week, just so I can keep a nice little balance.
Oh, right, okay, good. So, did you start off in beauty like 3 years ago, or were you working somewhere before that, or?
So the way I started was I was doing uni full time and I was going to be a teacher, and I was working in the office doing admin. And then one of the girls got her lashes done because back then lashes weren't really a thing. Like not many people had it, and only classic lashes were about. Like there was no such thing as Russian volume. So I got it done, and then I was like, this girl's just made £40 in like an hour and 45 minutes or whatever, and I'm making just over that for working 8 hours a day. If she can do this, I can do it too. So then I started doing a course, and I was like really crap at the start. That I could not do lash extensions. I was like the biggest failure, and I was still doing uni. And then I was like, in the evenings, I was doing a set or two, and I was like, I'm always making more money than I am in my job. So I was like, right, if I make sure any hours that I'm not working, I'm putting into my social media and growing my business, then I will be able to make what I'm making a job and be able to do it in my own time. So that's what I did. I quit, and I was still doing uni. And then like a month after, like before I was meant to complete uni, I just dropped out and I put everything into my business. So I wasted 3 years. I should have just done it, like looking back now, but at the time I was like, oh, I don't care. And then I never really looked back, and I just kept going, and then like I found like I couldn't find lash supplies that I liked, and like I was using crappy glue, so I just wanted to make my own, and that's how I got into the other side of things.
Oh, that's so good. So I guess the beauty industry isn't where you always thought you would be then.
Never in my life did I think I'd be working in beauty. I feel like at school and stuff they teach you like, oh, beauticians, like they don't earn much money, like that's seen as like a low paid job, and something that like they like, no, you need to go to university, going to college or whatever isn't like the good option. However, I would, if my kid wanted to go to college and do beauty, I'd do it. And this is like even just a day course, lashes are just a day course, and it can give you so much financial freedom. Like I could not imagine being a teacher right now. There's nothing wrong with being a teacher, but I couldn't just be sitting in a classroom 9 to 5 every day with kids screaming. I couldn't do it. So I think it's like allowed me so much more freedom, and I can do what I want, which is amazing.
Yeah, I totally agree. See, when I was at school, I always thought I would want to be in beauty, but it was coming out with that. It's because, see, teachers and things, they were like, I remember I tried to pick beauty therapy as one of the subjects, and I was told, no, you're doing French.
Yeah, like, and what the hell, like, I wish I could speak French, but also French versus beauty, like, you could go into a trade. I think, like, at school, they teach you, like, trades are, like, the dumb kid option, which is not the case whatsoever, because you have to be bloody smart to run your own business and brave.
Yeah, uh-huh. I totally agree. Totally agree. Um, so you were in the office before, and then you wanted to do your teaching. That's so funny how it's so changed.
I know, and I like I had that was kind of what motivated me as well, because in the office I had, once I left, everyone in the office messaged me telling me I'm gonna fail, and like it just not being very nice. And then that was like at the time it was horrible, but now you know when you just look back and you think, oh, you probably still work at that office, and like you motivated me so much to leave, because then I was like, oh, I could never go back there because I'm not facing them. So it was such a good little push. So sometimes you have to use those negative, nasty people to really just like fire up your bum and just push you.
Yeah, I love that. So you said when obviously when we're allowed to go back to lashing, you're just going to cut it down. Then were you obviously pre-corona? Were you doing lashes like all week? And did you have a team, or is that something you want to have as a team? Like,
So I would love to have a salon. I don't know if you know She Lash, but like that vibe is just amazing. But where I live in London, it's just so expensive. Like the rent for a salon is like 1,200, and then like I'm also renting a flat. So I wish I could afford both, but sadly I couldn't. But I've always been home based. I did mobile at the start, which I hate, but um I was doing it 5 days a week, 10 or 12 hours a day, like back to back. And you probably know, like, you burn out because you're like, as much as I love my clients, I physically can't do it. And it's even like mentally draining, just like talking for that long and you're trying to concentrate. It's really like, although you're just sitting there. So I found I was burning out all the time. And then you end up cancelling, and like, you don't want to do that. You want to keep a good reputation. So I I'm now only going to do 3 days. I'm literally thinking maybe I'll do two, but because I just need to find time to like balance all areas, I guess. But I do love lashing. Like I don't think I could ever give it up because like you get to meet such amazing. Like I made so many friends from doing lashing. So
yeah, I know it can be exhausting though. I feel the mental side too. Some people like they treat you like therapists as well, don't they?
and you're taking on like Lucy's just broken up with her boyfriend because he's cheating on her, and then the next client's like telling you she's got a sugar daddy, and it's just like a lot to mentally take in. And then next week Lucy's gonna come and she'll be back with the boyfriend, and like you just gotta keep like, but every client.
You said about the boyfriend.
So you have to always be nice, like you can't say anything bad because next week she'll be with it. 100%. So funny.
That's so funny. So your product line is so successful. So when did you start working on that? When did you launch that? I guess was that always the goal or
So it was never like the goal. It's kind of a long story, but I'll give you like a brief one. I never thought I would come up with my own product line.
Mhm.
And then I was using Sky Glue on Amazon. There's like a cheap, like I think it's like 10 or 12 pound, I can't remember. And I was using that, and I didn't realize because my trainer didn't teach me that you can get a good and bad glues. Because I just thought a glue's a glue, it's going to do this job, especially when you're new to it. So everyone was saying, my lashes are coming out in a couple of days, my lashes are coming out, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do. So I already was fully booked, and then I had to redo these people. So I was just stressed to the max. And then I went viral on Facebook, out of all places, I don't know why Facebook. This girl decided to post me, which wasn't very nice, but I really want to thank her because she's the reason I started my supply side. So I went viral, and then they were like all like saying how crap I am in the comments, and I was like, oh gosh, like what the hell do I do? So I actually rebranded. So I was like Lux Lashes London or something. That's like embarrassing like that. And then I changed to the Lash House, and I was like, I'm gonna redo this. I'm gonna like launch my brand and be like come back a bit bigger and better than ever. And so I started looking into supplies there. So I started with lash trays, and that was really, really good. But I just didn't really know how to run it as a business. Like that was more like, oh, if I earn an extra 10 or 20 quid a day, then that's a bonus. But I never saw it as like a source of income. And then I still wanted to get a really good glue. So I was trying and trying. And it took me a year to find a good glue. Like I was like sampling left, right, and center. And it's really, really hard because you might think it's a good glue. And then like, because I'd do like my friends and stuff, and they'd be like, oh, Claire, it lasted good for like 5 days. Then it all fell out. And I finally found one. And I was like, yes. So I finally got a good glue. And when I launched that, I would say that's when my supplies business took off, because I think hopefully I've like showed to my followers that I'm like a trustworthy person, and I would never bring out I feel like I try, sorry to be cringe, but like real, like I'm not going to say something's good if it's not. So, and then everyone started loving this glue, and it honestly, that glue changed my life. Like if that glue was a person, I would give it the biggest hug. And then I just kept growing on it. So I got tweezers, and now like I try and stop every curl and like every diameter. So I'm trying to like gradually expand my business. Very expensive, very risky, because you have to put so much money into my house. Like if you saw what is here, it's like boxes everywhere. Like I kind of basically live in a warehouse, but that's okay. It's all worth it. And I feel like it's so nice for girls to use your products and like love them. And I always try and keep it as an affordable price, because I know what it's like when you're trying to like start out and you don't have the money. So that's why I also brought in like ClearPay and Klarna, so they can like do it later. So that's hopefully, fingers crossed, like my brand will grow even more, like, and be bigger and bigger and bigger.
Oh, that's so good. I can't believe that all started from a Facebook thing. Was that one of those groups? Like
So
somebody
she
started?
just posted it on her feed, and she was like, do not go here. Like, so I guess all the girls in the local area jumped on the bandwagon. But I think things like that, at the time, it seems the worst. Like, I was going to quit lashing, and I just think, imagine if I quit it. Like, that is the most insane thing.
Your attitude in that situation is so good. Like, there's loads of people that would just be like, I'm done, hide, like,
Because I kind of did that, and I was like crying every week. I cancelled, like, all my clients that were booked in cancelled on me anyway. So I was like full blown, like, because I think maybe when people post things like that, they don't think about the other person on the other end. Like, I apologized to her, I gave her a full refund, like, I was super, super nice about it. But I guess, like, people do things for clicks and likes, and they don't understand the repercussion it has on someone's life. So although it was like horrendous at the time, like I was crying in my room every day, I then, like, you have to turn it round and like be like, no, I'm gonna show you that I am good at this, and then like you just level up 50 times more.
love it, love it. So what advice do you have for people that's wanting to like launch a product? Like, do you build a hype? Like, I know you're really, really good at the Instagram life.
So I actually have a live, but I'm not sure when this is coming out, with Mr. Lash on tomorrow evening at 8 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Um, to build like to how to become a supplier. But I'll give you some tips here. So the first thing is like you're gonna have to find a supplier. There's so many places. Google's the best place to start. Asking like a lash tech who their supplier is, they're never gonna tell you. Ever, ever, ever. And it's not the done thing, you're just gonna piss people off.
I see that so many times, seeing all these lash pages and stuff, and people's like, "Oh, who's your supplier?" Why are you doing that?
Yeah, because but also I think it kind of shows you have no passion for your brand if you're not sorry,
Yeah.
willing to like research it, try out things. There's places like AliExpress, Alibaba, your Instagram DMs. Like if like you go through my Instagram DMs and say, "Hello dear, can we help?" A Google, like there's so many places to find suppliers, and once you've found the supplier, you need to sample, 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 and they're going to tell you. So I was sampling a new product the other day, and he told me it's going to cost $75 to sample a one product, and I was like, you're insane. There's no, this is private label, so there wouldn't be any of my design on it. It would literally just be their product they're sending to me. And I was like, there's absolutely no way I'm paying $75. So they will, because they think you're new to the industry, they'll try and take the piss basically. So you've got to be strong and say, absolutely not. I wouldn't pay. Now with someone like, I was going to switch lash suppliers just for a better price because their quality was good, and she was going to send me like a bit more bulk, and she was trying to charge me a ridiculous amount. You have to stay true to your guns because you want to keep your prices affordable, but then you want good quality. Don't always go with the first one because they might lose their curl. They may look amazing in the tray but then lose their curl. There's so many different aspects, and then once you've found it, the perfect product, then you can launch it. However, the more you buy, the cheaper the price. So I think I only bought like 50 trays, and it was like X amount for 50 trays. And then now I buy thousands, so you can really get the price down. But you just have to play them at their own game, hustle the price down, but also don't sell your products. Don't sell your lash trays for £6 just because you might pay X amount. Don't sell them for £6 because A, you'll undercut the whole industry, but B, people will think your products are cheap. They'll think, why the hell is their tray £6? They may be amazing, but you've got to kind of sell it at market level to show that it's just like lash extensions. If you're offering £25 lashes forever, people are going to think, oh, why is she charging £25? Like, there must be something wrong. So that's my best advice, I would say.
Yeah, oh, that's good. How important do you think social media is for your business today? I know you're like the Instagram queen. I love your Instagram.
Thanks, yeah. Instagram is like any social media, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. That's how you're going to get business. Word of mouth is amazing because it helps. But if you've got your socials to back up your amazing product, that's even better. I find a lot, so TikTok's like the new thing. I find a lot of new lash techs are finding me on there and then moving over to my Instagram. But you have to post. My biggest tip is post shareable content. I know it's so bloody scary showing your face on your story, but you just got to do it because people buy from people. My biggest tip as well is people buy from people. So if they form like a connection with you and rapport and like your personality, they're more likely to invest in your business. And then the content you're posting, so I have a few like engagement groups and I have like a social media ebook which details like really in-depth tips. But people say like, oh, I'm just getting really crap engagement this lockdown, but then you look on their page and it's like they're just posting old lash photos, and realistically, as much as those lashes may look insane, people on Instagram, I'm a lash tech and I'm not going to look at photos of lashes. You need to like, I think the way the content model is switching up is like, you need to diversify your content. So do like maybe, so the way I do it is like, I do a reel that's like shareable. So I hope that people share it to their stories so it broadens my reach. And then the next day I'll post a business post. So I try and like diversify it. And on your stories, it should be like 80% personal. When I say personal, I mean keep it professional. Like, don't tell everyone that your boyfriend just cheated on you. But like, you do like your personal day-to-day, like vloggy style ones, and then 20% business. And you have to be consistent. You have to be on social media every day if you want to be seen above the rest. But in terms of growing followers and stuff, I have like a whole ebook that details everything. But my main points is do shareable content, do reels because Instagram loves reels, and be consistent, like and engage with others. You can't just post and then like never comment or like talk to any other people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. I know you always show your face. Like, I'm trying to do that a lot better, but
You've got your own podcast. You're amazing. You're showing your face now, so you definitely could.
I know. I think as well, when you're saying about the lash photos, every time I post, well, I don't do it now because when I was posting lash photos, all my clients were like, hello, we're not getting this right now. Stop, like we don't like
Yeah, yeah, like make me jealous. Yeah, 100%. So I feel like when you do like, you can do like a throwback, there's nothing wrong with that, but when it's like every single day a lash photo, like you've really got to switch it up. And like, because there's so many people now like leveling up and like doing things different in the industry, like for instance Weetabix. I don't know if you saw when they put beans on Weetabix. When would you ever talk about Weetabix or go on Weetabix's social media? You wouldn't, but they did that and we're all talking about it. So you kind of want to bring that to your brand, so people are talking about your brand.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of so simple when you just speak about it. Like when you speak about it, you're like, right, you need to do that, and then it's like, oh, doing it.
It's like scary, is it? But once you do it and you see results, you'll be like, oh, this is working. I want to do more.
It really works too because see before you came on, I was thinking, I feel like I already know Claire.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Everyone always says that. I'm like, oh, just the weirdo that.
So younger Claire then, I'm assuming at school growing up, how were you? Were you always business minded, or have you thought as that grew as you grew this business?
So, like, growing up, I actually lived in Australia till I was 10, so I was born there and stuff. Um, in a small town, like in the desert, like there was nothing there. So I'm so glad my parents moved me over to London. And I was always just like the middle kid, like not popular, not like nerdy, just like no one really ever noticed me. I was just like, just there. But I was always doing like, I never realized I was business minded, but I was always doing like on Depop at one point when I was a kid, I used to drop ship, which is like, if you don't know what it is, it's like you buy stuff from like AliExpress, but you just ship it straight to their house, which is a bit bad. But so they would pay like, but as a kid, I just wanted to make money. I didn't like know any different. So I would make money on that. And I was in the top 1% of Depop sellers. So like, and I was like 16. I think I had to use my mum's account because I don't think I still had an account. So I was doing stuff like that, but I never realized it was like a hustle. I just saw it as just like money. And then I was always trying to make money. Like I was working at McDonald's and I worked in like the call center, like 111, like always trying to make money. But I never really like knew how to like have my own business. And I had my ex-partner, he was like super money orientated and like business minded. So I have to thank him a lot for like teaching me a lot of skills, because he was like always pushing me to be like, you can own your own business. It's the best thing to do. You don't want to work for anyone else. So that kind of motivated me, and I learned a lot from him as well. So I feel like I was always sort of wanted my own money because I hate being told what to do. Like I hate having a boss. If I want to lie into 11, I want to lie into 11. But then I think, I just grew. Like I was scared at the start, like, oh, people are going to think I'm weird. Like people I went to school with are going to think I'm weird because what I post on social media, it's embarrassing. But then I just came to the conclusion, like, they're not paying my bills. I haven't seen these people in 10 years. So why do I care what they think? So that's kind of how I got around it.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. So do you believe in a positive mindset, and is that something you practice and has good success, do you think?
Well, I feel like every business owner, you have to, because otherwise, like we all have our crappy days, and I go through stages of like, I've got to be positive, and I feel like that's not good in itself, because it's okay to feel crappy some days. However, I feel like you just got to let things go, and like if something bad happens, you can't dwell on it, you can't let it ruin your day. Like crap happens all the time. If you get like a nasty message or whatever, you just have to think, what a loser, and just block, keep going on with your day. And then like you have to, I don't know if you believe in manifesting, but like you have to wake up and tell yourself every morning, I am a money magnet, I'm going to be successful. And it sounds weird, but it bloody works. I don't know if you've seen P. Louise Diary.
Oh, I was wanting you to bring it up. Oh, it's changed my life. It has changed my life.
Like, you wouldn't think so, but it...
Someone tell me, said, get this book. It's going to change your life. None of them bought it.
Because I think they think it's just like an everyday journal, but the way it's like, you can plan your whole week. I think especially when you're self-employed, sometimes you think, oh, what should I do today? But you can really plan out your whole week, especially in lockdown. It just motivates me. Like 2 or 3 weeks ago, probably 3 weeks ago now, I took like a whole week off social media because I was like burnt out, and I was like, I'm done. I was like laying in bed every day being so unproductive. And then this came on a Monday, and I think the day starts on the diary starts on Monday. And oh my gosh, since I've done that, my earnings have like doubled, like, and it's just been insane. I don't know how it's worked, but it has.
I don't know either, but I write on it every day, and I've always, I think for a good last year, 2 years, I've always kind of been trying to work on like the positive mind. Well, not work on it. I feel like I'm always quite positive. I'm always someone that looks. I used to work in a call centre when I was younger, and seeing about the people that would just moan about like
Because they are like energy suckers. They suck the soul out of you, and it's not cute.
Forward to life, like come on. So I've always been a bit like that, but I think with like manifesting and things, I've focused more on that. But this book just changed.
Oh, 100, because then you can like really look into your goals, like you can break it down, even like just from monthly goals, even money or like life in general. And then I think I said, like, for instance, this isn't what I put, but so I was like 2 weeks ago, I was like, oh, I want to save, I don't know, £1,000 this month. And I saved like 3 times what I would have wanted to say, because I think it just focuses your mind.
Yeah.
Like,
it just makes you be like, why am I not doing that then? I can do it, so do it.
100%. And like the tick list, like just tick off. Because if I don't do it, I'm like, oh, I gotta do it. Just do it, Claire. And it helps. But I think as well, like you were saying in the call centre, people are negative and stuff. I used to like still be friends with people. I feel like all that kind of like positive energy and stuff, it's okay to distance yourself from people and you outgrow people. It's okay, like, because I just couldn't be around someone that just moans all the time, is negative, glass half empty, because they will bring you down. Like, you want to be brought up, not brought down. And like, it goes with anything, business, or even if you have a client that you feel like every time she comes to you, oh, it's her again. Just say you're fully booked and you can't fit her in, because she'll drag your energy down the whole day. And I can't be coping with, oh, Karen coming and ruining my day.
I love that advice. That's good. So on the back of that, do you set goals and things you like to achieve in your career? So do you have like timelines and stuff, or?
So I have like, it's a bit hard at the moment because of Corona, because I would have loved to open my own salon this year, but I don't think that's feasible. It's just too risky. But I do, so in the diary, I haven't done my 3 or 5 yet, because I I want my salon, but I don't know if I want to live in the UK. Like, it's so, basically, I just need to move. My goal was like to move house, have my own office, so then I can reassess everything. And then I think that's when I'll set my goals. But I think it's always important to have something to look forward to, something to wake up out of bed for and like work towards. Because when I was going through that like week, I literally was like, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know. But as soon as you write them down and look at them, you're like, you're gonna do it. So I think I would love my own salon. I would love to live in a nice hot country, and I would love to be like, I'm really aiming for the stars, but like Lash based equivalent, like, you know, like a big like
Aim
business.
for the stars. That's what P. Louise would want.
Yes, she's like the ultimate. I want to be like P. Louise. That's
I want to be like P. Louise.
like Lambo.
No, she is killing it though. Like,
Oh, absolute goals. And she's just like such a positive, lovely person as well, which I feel like radiates. So maybe that's why she's so successful as well.
I think that's definitely a key. I think like that's what you notice with people. I think like the most successful people are very positive.
Yeah, because I think in life we all like meet, you know, when you work in an office or there's always that one person that you're just like, oh, they're going to be in today, or like, and it brings you down. But you just have to think they're so sad and miserable in their life. And I'm like going through a few legal situations at the moment with like people stealing my business and stuff. However, I just think like, I'm like, why are they doing this to me? I don't even know them. Like, what, but I just have to believe.
It's probably
Yeah,
your target because you're like doing so well. People just
but it's just so, I just have to believe in like, if you're a good person, there will be a good outcome. And those kind of people, although they might be succeeding now, they won't succeed in the long run because they don't have passion for their business. So I think it's just like, I don't know, if you feel shitty now, just know that the good person always wins and you will come out on top.
yeah, exactly. And I know like obviously I'm in Scotland and we got an announcement yesterday about going back a date to go back.
26th, right? Is it?
So it's the 26th of April.
Yeah.
So she said 26th of April, all going well, that's when we'll reopen. I took that, buzzing, got my clients booked in, and then I go on social media and there's so many girls that's just like, oh, so disappointed, like, blah, blah, blah. I'm just like,
Leave it. Don't put it on social media, Hans. Don't, because that was like me. So I opened my book straight away because you want those clients in when the buzz is like, you like, because that's how you're going to get bookings. They'll be like, oh my gosh, quick, 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 so I don't miss out. And if you're one of those people that are like, I'm not taking any bookings yet because I don't know, oh, they're going to say it and they're going to change it. Who cares? Just reschedule them. We've done it 50 times.
yeah, if we change it, we reschedule. I say that to my clients. To be fair, I did say that. I said,
Yeah.
I'm going with it, I'm being positive. However, if it doesn't work out, we'll just reschedule.
Yeah, because it's cost nothing to reschedule. It's just your time. But I think like those kind of people, the best button on Instagram is the mute one. So you don't have to unfollow because you don't want them to think. But I just mute accounts like that. Any negative vibes, it's got to go. Because then you start questioning, like oh, maybe I should start thinking like that. But you're not, like, you're doing the right thing. But they like get into your head and it's so bad.
So I don't know if you'll answer that. The next question for you was going to be, where do you see yourself in 10 years? But if you've not got your 3
Oh,
and 5 year goal.
I do have like an end goal. So it would be to like have my own salon 1,000,000%. Sorry, my dad keeps calling me. It would be to have my own salon, 100%. Like she Lash vibes, like super like girly, like just going to work with your besties. That's what I would want. And then I would want my lash supplies business to be like really recognised. Like when people think lash supplier, I want my name to be the top of their head. Like I'm really trying to work and like grow on it, but it's just me at the moment. So hopefully I have staff that can help me because sometimes I don't know how I do it all. But yeah, I think that's lash supplies and my own salon. Maybe even two. Like I would love one in Australia and I would love one in the UK too.
Oh, that sounds so good. That would be good.
Yeah, I would love that. That would be my dream.
Oh, that's so good. So to our last questions then to end the show.
Yeah.
What's your best and most worthwhile investment you've made so far?
Oh, that's a good one. Well, I guess I know I keep talking about my products, investing in my products. That's because, but also just in general for like people watching, just good products because once you start using them, like when I was using the Amazon stuff, like cheap, really crappy ones, your work is going to reflect that. So as soon as I started using good products, but also like investing in yourself and your business, like investing time. So although it costs nothing, like spending X amount of time a day and just like planning out because that just helps your business so much. And like investing, I'm trying to think what else. I just feel like time, you have to invest a massive amount of time and supplies. Like if you want your business to like boom, you have to really plan it out, use good products and a glam core light. Love that.
I know, see, I don't have a glam core, I have a ring light, but you
Yeah,
know.
but I feel like the ring light's fine. I do, it's very expensive, but I use it for everything.
And then in the last 5 years, what's a new habit or belief that has improved your life?
Oh, I love this one. Positive thinking, 1,000,000%. Like I know we've talked about it loads, but that's like because I used to kind of be a glass half full, like the world's out to get me, once bad things happen to me kind of girl. Ew. But then I switched it up and like now I'm like, no, things happen, shit happens, you just gotta keep moving. And sorry, what was the second part of the question?
That's improved your life, so a new belief that's improved your life.
Oh, okay, and I think and just like trusting karma and like you say, like if you're a good person, good things will happen. If you do bad, shitty things, then bad things will happen to you. But I think just try and be a good person and like yeah, I think that's my best belief at the moment.
Oh, that's so nice one. So where can people find you? I'm assuming they will know, but
So it's the Lash House, but spelled with an A, not an O. On like when you type it in on Google for my website and my supplies, the same on TikTok and same on Instagram.
perfect. Well, it was so nice speaking to you. It was so good to catch
Thank
up.
you so much for having me.